Kind of mentioned his leadership as being one of his biggest assets. How has that kind of manifested itself?
Oh yeah, he's a great leader. Being behind Manti, just being behind Manti, he learned a lot. Just by watching film on him, and he's ready to step in and be ready to play whenever we need him. And he'll be playing a lot. So.
Matthias mentioned that he was even a leader, even though he wasn't playing the last couple of years. Is that?
Oh yeah, and on special teams, he's a beast on special teams. Last year he was one of the top special teams players on the team, and it's great to see him on the defense now and just doing the same thing, being a beast out there.
Do you envision yourself kind of rotating in with him at Mike and then maybe flipping over to Will on a couple plays?
Yeah, possibly. We got to see how things work out and just go from there. I'm not really too sure what's going on yet. It's only spring ball, and we're just working on everything right now and going from there.
Dan, him being limited, are you getting as much work as you've ever gotten at the Will spot?
Oh yeah, we're getting the same amount of work everywhere. Even if Dan was in or Dan wasn't, we have other people behind there to step in, next man in, and we're getting the same amount of reps and just doing the same things we normally do.
What is there anything in the spring in particular you're working on, trying to improve in your game?
I'm working on everything, really. A bunch of little things here and there, just studying, like, just little things on film, getting the hang of things more. So, yeah.
Do you feel like your role has with Manti gone, that everybody's talking about, okay, Jarrett's supposedly not supposedly, but the leader as well. Do you feel like your role needs to increase as a leader as well with Manti gone?
Oh yeah, definitely. We have a bunch of leaders on the defense, not only one person. And we have a lot of experienced people at every position, and there's just a bunch of leaders on the defense, and that's going to make us great because everybody's pushing each other to be the best. And
so you feel like it's more of a group effort than maybe Manti kind of had it all to himself last year. He's maybe like spread out a little more this year.
Well, Manti didn't really have it to himself, really. He was the #1 leader on the defense last year, but we also had a bunch more leaders. We were a big family on defense, and that's what made us great. A great defense, and we're looking to do that this year too.
What's different than this year or last year?
We obviously have a bunch of new players. It's just starting from scratch. We got new players on the field, old players gone, and we're starting from the bottom up and just going from there.